Well, guys, I remember watching this video back in 2013 when it first came out. And when I was listening to this lady talk about this document that was posted by NASA, then in 2013, I could see that a lot of things she was talking about were already starting to happen. However, now in late 2024, almost 2025, we can definitely see a lot of what she's saying in this video is coming to fruition. And the document she's talking about was actually posted on the NASA website in 2001. So it's a long time for this plan to be playing out. And what she was talking about in 2013 was already starting to happen. But now, we can see it more and more. I mean, it's right out in the open, and it's supposed to pretty much be completed in 2025. And that corresponds with, the Deagle report and the depopulation that we've all read about, reduction in population by 90%. Now, I know some of you people are going to be saying, oh, this guy is bat-shit crazy. This lady is bat-shit crazy. And could be, but I don't think so. The evidence definitely, and what we're seeing now, definitely doesn't point to us being batshit crazy. I looked up about this woman here, and this lead stories, I'm not sure, hoax alert, lead stories hoax alert, fact checking. This was supposed to have been fact checked in 2021 apparently here. And it says here, does this video show that NASA published a Word document on its website in 2001 titled The Future Is Now, which details a global plan to attack, take over the world, and phase out human beings by 2025. No, that's not true. This is a short clip of a longer video interview with Deborah Tarvis, filmed in 2013 at Conspiracy Con. She is representing a PowerPoint document that was part of an oral presentation by NASA scientist Dennis Bushnell, which was given at a 2001 defense industry synopsis. The lecture was not detailing plans by NASA to attack the world. Rather, it was a lecture geared for defense industry professionals predicting or imagining how warfare might evolve and how defense tactics might rise to meet evolving threats in the future. So what they're saying here on this website and their fact check, they're not saying that what she's saying wasn't said. They're saying that they were playing, pretty much war games. They were trying to figure out what could happen. And we saw this before with these simulations. We know that before they plan out these things, they do simulations, they discuss what they're going to do. So they're not saying here that it wasn't published on the NASA side. They're not saying that it's a fake document. In fact, they're saying that it's a real document that was published, but it was based on a lecture where they was just trying to imagine how things might play out. But anyway, if we look at it now, we see a lot of these things she talks about in this video playing out. I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this video. I don't want to play the whole thing because of copyright issues and things like that. But I'm going to link to the video and this guy's YouTube channel down below. You can go watch this video if you want to. And I'll also show, the documents and other documents here to back up what is going on now. We all know that these globalist elites, the Illuminati, always come out and tell us what they're going to do, what their plans are. Because they want to rub it in their faces. I think that's a lot of it. But some people think that it's because they have to bring it forward, and then if we don't stop it, then that's us giving them permission to do this, to us in the world. But this lady here makes a lot of good points talking about this, and if you listen to what she has to say, it is kind of frightening. But we see it happening, and, if you've been into this conspiracy theory niche as long as I have, then you pretty much knew all this stuff already. And we see it playing out now, and I think 2025 is going to be, a tipping point. And like I said, according to the Deagle report, the population, mainly here in the United States, is going to decrease by 90%.
Website and someone found it.
That is correct. It was on the NASA website, and it was a document that actually is a PowerPoint presentation by Dennis Bushnell, the chief NASA scientist at the Langley Center. and it was presented in 2001, July of 2001, just a few months before 9/11. And what brought my attention to it and immediately rang some uncomfortable realizations was when we first came across it. It says on the website, Future Strategic Issues, Future Warfare circa 2025. And as I decided to just flip through it quickly to see what it was about, I was a little stunned on page 4. It said, the presentation is based in all cases upon existing data, trends, analysis, technologies, no pixie dust. And the entire premise of the document, or the PowerPoint, is about robots, cyborgs, and humans. Then you go on and you read that on page 66, they say increasingly critical are human limitations and human downsides. Humans are too large, humans are too heavy, too tender, humans are too slow, both physically and mentally, and we require huge logistical trains, meaning we cost way too much money to maintain, and humans have rapidly decreasing to negative value. Microdust is a weapon. They say that this micron-sized mechanized dust, which is distributed as an aerosol and inhaled into the lungs, the dust mechanically bores into the lung tissue and executes various pathological missions. They say it's a completely new type of warfare, and it is legal.
Sounds to me like right there she's talking about chemtrails. It definitely sounds like it. She's reading that from the document. Here's another document that you might be interested in. I'll link to these all in the description box below this video. Silent weapons for quiet wars. This also shows a lot of what's going on right now. If you read through this, which I have, and you compare what is said in this document to what's actually going on, then you can see right here, it's pretty much happening and playing out years later, decades later. Economic manipulation. Document claim controlling societies by leveraging debt and financial dependency. Modern parallel, rising global debt levels, inflation, and concerns about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs creating dependency and reducing financial privacy. Technological surveillance, document claim, using technology to monitor and influence behavior. Modern parallel, expansion of AI, surveillance technology, and the collection of personal data through social media and smart devices. Control through fear, document claim, utilizing crisis to manipulate public opinion and increase control. Problem, reaction, solution. Modern parallel, discussions about governments exploiting events like pandemics, economic crisis, or geopolitical conflicts to implement new policies. Media as a tool for programming. We see that. Everyone should be able to see that. Document claim, using media to shape narratives and influence public perception. Modern parallel, concerns about mainstream media bias, propaganda, and social media algorithms driving public discourse and polarization. We're seeing that now. That's what it says right here. This is the claim in the document where they're going to fight these quiet wars against them, the people. And we're seeing it. Destabilizing traditional institutions. Document claim. Undermining family structures, religion, and community cohesion. Modern parallel. Rising cultural shifts challenging traditional norms, along with debates over individualism versus collective societal values. We're seeing this now. And number 6, education and indoctrination. Document claim, reshaping education systems to prioritize compliance over critical thinking. And we're definitely seeing that. Follow the rules. Modern parallel, outgoing debates about educational content, censorship, and ideological influence in schools, and using the schools to train the kids to be good little servants and to go along with what the government says, and they're training the kids to push and believe the narrative, the mainstream narrative. White man bad, that you can pretend to be whatever you want to be. You can be a butterfly if you want to be. So they're pushing all that in the schools right now. We're seeing that. Economic warfare, document claim, using economic systems to wage covert, I can't say that word, guys. I'm an old country boy. Wars. Modern parallel. Global economic sanctions, trade wars, and the weaponization of financial systems. We see this right now big time. We've seen this with the dollar. We've seen this with all the sanctions. We're seeing this right now with BRICS and this trade war that's coming up. And it's all been planned way in the past. Dividing and conquering. And again, this is all taken from document here, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. This is the main takeaways that I wrote down here and the modern thing that's happening right now. Dividing and conquering, document claim, exploiting divisions within society to prevent unified resistance. Divide and conquer. If you divide it, you're weaker. And we see them doing this all the time. They divide with politics, religion, race, sex, everything. They try to divide us to make us weaker. Modern parallel, increasing political and social polarization across many nations. And we're seeing that big time here in the United States. Privatization and corporate power, document claim, transferring power from governments to private corporations, and that is already pretty much accomplished. Corporations run the United States of America and actually the world. Modern parallel, growth of corporate influence in politics, global agendas, and economic systems. Let's look right now at what's going on right now in politics and who has came around Donald Trump right now. Look at J.D. Vance, a member of the Bilderberg Group, a key member of the Bilderberg Group. Not J.D. Vance, but Peter Thiel, who made J.D. Vance and funded J.D. Vance. Peter Thiel is a member of the Bilderberg Group and one of the steering members, meaning he's one of the upper members the Bilderberg Group, and he made J.D. Vance, which is going to be the vice president. Dependency on technology. Document claim. Making societies dependent on technology to control access to resources and information. Modern parallel. Growing reliance on digital systems, cyber threats, and concerns about power outages and grid failures disrupting daily lives. So you can see that a lot of what is brought forth, and it's just a small sampling here, in this document, which they say they don't know, there's no proof it's legit, but more than likely it probably is, and they're saying it came from the Bilderberg Group. Even if it's not legit, which I think that it is, because we see so much of it happening now, it's definitely predicting the future. They found this themselves later on, and they're using this for a playbook, because if you're going through here, table of contents, there's all kinds of things happening that is, you can see right here, 1979, and in 2024, 2025, all this stuff has came to be. So this document was definitely predicting the future. And another document here that you might find interesting is weather as a force multiplier. Owning the weather in 2025, you can see 2025 here as a pivotal point, and it shows this is where they plan on being in 2025, and we know 2025 is right here, right around the corner, a few weeks away. And the Deagle report, 2025, depopulation, weather as a force multiplier, owning the weather in 2025. This document she's talking about, 2025. This document here, that's what she's talking about, 2025. So this is all supposed to happen and come into effect in 2025, into 2030. The Great Reset agenda. But guys, I will link to these sources in the description box below in the first pinned comment. You can go check these out yourself. You should find these interesting because they're definitely very enlightening. And you can see when you read these that they predicted the future, or what's really happening is they knew how they were going to steer the future. So it looks like they're predicting the future when they're actually behind the scenes steering the world in this direction. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully.